Today, we're diving into one of the most beautiful and, frankly, poetic concepts from ancient Buddhist texts. We're talking about a celestial realm that's inhabited by beings born from the very essence of fragrance. Yeah, you heard that right. We're going to explore the deities of scent. So let me ask you something. It might sound a little out there, but have you ever considered if a life of virtue, doing good things, has its own unique aroma? Well, according to these ancient texts, the answer is a huge yes. And that scent? It points to a very specific, very fragrant destination. So these beings are called the Gandhabba-kāyasaṃyutta. That's a Pali term for a class of divine beings whose entire existence is just tied to scent. The texts actually describe 10 different types, and each one dwells in its own specific kind of fragrance, so let's meet them. First up, we have the Mula Gandha deities. These are the beings who dwell in that deep, earthy scent of roots. Just imagine the fragrance of freshly dug soil, and all that vibrant life hidden just beneath the surface. That's their world. Then you've got the Saragandha. They're born from the scent of heartwood. This is that dense, aromatic core of trees like sandalwood. It's a fragrance that speaks of strength and stability. The Phegagandha are a bit more subtle. Their whole existence is connected to the delicate scent of softwood, that living layer of a tree that's just under the bark. And from there, naturally we move to the bark itself, which is home to the Taṇhā deities. They inhabit that protective, often kind of spacey fragrance that shields the tree from the outside world. The lifeblood of the tree, its sap and its resin, well, that gives rise to the Papatikagandha. Theirs is the world of sharp pine or sweet maple. It's a scent of pure vitality. Next are the Patagandha deities. They're born from that fresh green fragrance of leaves. You know the smell of a forest right after it rains, or that cool aroma when you crush mint between your fingers? That's them. Now, here's one that's probably the most familiar to all of us, the Paphagandha. These are the beings who dwell in that vast, beautiful, incredible spectrum of floral scents. And of course, where you find flowers, you'll often find fruit. The Phalagandha reside in those sweet, ripe aromas that just scream abundance and sweetness. Now the whole concept starts getting a little more abstract. The Rasagandha are the deities of pure essence. The best way to think of it is like an essential oil, the absolute most concentrated form of a fragrance. And finally, we get to the most transcendent level, the Gandhagandha. These deities aren't connected to a thing that is scented. They're connected to the pure, disembodied idea of scent itself. Mind-bending, right? So, okay, the texts lay out these 10 incredible realms of scent. But then, of course, they ask the obvious next question. How does a person actually get there? What's the path to being reborn in the company of these fragrant deities? Well, the simplest path is laid out as a clear foundation. It all starts with good conduct. We're talking wholesome actions, wholesome speech, wholesome thoughts. Then, after learning about these beautiful, happy deities, you have to form a sincere, heartfelt wish to be reborn among them. When you have both of those conditions met, the result is rebirth right into their fragrant company. But the texts go even deeper. What if you don't just want to be reborn with any of the scent deities? What if you have a specific destination in mind? Like, say, the world of the flower scent beings. Is there a way to actually aim for that? And the answer is yes. This reveals a really core principle of intention. The texts explain that if you combine your good conduct and your aspiration with a specific act of giving, you can actually tailor your destination. So if you give the gift of root scents, you can be reborn with the root scent deities. Give flowers, and you can join the flower scent deities. The nature of your gift helps to align your path. So the path seems pretty straightforward, right? Good conduct, a sincere wish, and a relevant gift. But then the texts reveal this fascinating twist, another path that just opens up the possibilities completely. Okay, this is where the teaching gets really deep. We've seen that giving flowers can lead to the flower scent realm. But get this, the texts also reveal that giving things that have no scent at all, things like food, drink, or even light, can lead to the exact same result. Any pure act of generosity can pave the way to this specific, fragrant rebirth. And the texts list a whole range of these universally beneficial gifts: giving food, drink, clothing, transportation, a place to rest, a dwelling, or providing light. Any of these acts of generosity, as long as they're combined with good conduct and that specific wish, can lead you to rebirth among any of the 10 groups of scent deities. So the crucial point here is pretty profound. It doesn't matter if the gift is a fragrant flower or a simple meal. The essential ingredients, they don't change. The path is ultimately paved by the quality of your character and the purity of your intention. The physical gift, that's just the vehicle. Your conduct and your aspiration are the real fuel. So let's put it all together. Here's the complete formula for a fragrant future, according to these texts. Number 1, live a life of good conduct. That's the foundation. Number 2, form a sincere wish for this beautiful rebirth. And number 3, perform an act of giving. And as we've just seen, that act can be a specific scent, or it can be a universal gift of generosity. All paths can lead to the same fragrant destination, as long as the foundation is pure. And this really leaves us with a final thought to chew on. This whole ancient framework suggests that our actions, our intentions, and our generosity all weave together to create this kind of spiritual fragrance that determines our future. So it prompts a really powerful question we can ask ourselves. If every action has a destination, what fragrance is your life creating right now?